So one time I was at Starbucks and I was sitting there, I was doing some studying, some reading, and one of the workers, she just got off and she was walking out and she was limping. She said, "Hey, excuse me, what happened to your foot?" She's like, "Oh, it's because I broke my toe and it's all messed up and I don't have money or any insurance to go get it fixed. So I had to just suck it up. And now I'm on my way to another interview to get a second job or something." I was like, hmm, like, so she left, right? So I was like, I felt bothered. Like God was telling me, you should go pray for her. And I was like, yeah, I'll pray for her from right here. So, and she's like, no, no, get up and go pray for her. I was like, man, I don't know her. It's a stranger. It's going to be weird. Get up. So I said, all right. Start walking out, and I don't hear him audibly. This is what I feel. She's walking across the parking lots into her car, and she sees me following her. So she's like, like kind of weird, a guy following, right? So I'm putting a big smile, like, hey, hi, like I'm not a weirdo. So I go, hey, do you mind if I just pray for your foot real quick? She's like, oh, sure. I said, all right. So can I put my hand on your foot? She's like, okay. So I just get down, I do a little quick prayer, and I said, all right. She's like, okay, thank you. And she's going to leave. I said, hold on. I said, check if something happened. She's like, what do you mean? And she's like, I go, move it. And she starts to move it, and I see her moving her foot. So I was like looking at it, and she looks at me, and her eyes start to like water. She's like, what? And she took her shoe off, took her sock off, and we're right there in the parking lot, right in the middle. There's all these cars, parking. There's a lot of people around us. She's like, what? And she starts walking around, and she's like, oh my gosh. She starts freaking out and crying. And then she just stops, and she goes, wait a minute. You need to come to me with my cousin. She's in the hospital on her deathbed. So I was like, huh? Okay. So I just met her, right? And so we get in her car and we drive an hour to this where she's in her deathbed. And now we go in there and they she was really, really bad and they're about to do some surgery. They didn't allow me to go in there. So she was like, I'm so sorry, but I had her whole family there. I was like, that's okay. Let me share a story. I started to share some stories with them. I started to pray for them and God started to do some more things there. So just to share a story of how good he is.